Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unacademy. This is Success Sampath interacting with you. You know very well about Unacademy. This is India's largest and the best online education platform. And what are the benefits you are likely to get once you enroll yourself in Unacademy? Ladies and gentlemen, if that's going to be your question, no doubt you got that regular that live classes like this. You can chat with your educator, engage in all round productive discussions, and you can also ask that all your genuine doubts, and you can also participate in the answer polls. All these things you can do when the session's going on. You got structured courses here which is completely based on UPSC civil service examination pattern and syllabus as well. And it's not knowing the stuff, knowing to deliver the stuff. You've got a mechanism for that to evaluate your preparation, especially in terms of various levels. That we conduct regular mock tests and quiz programs. You get that in turn a detailed analysis, a report where you come to know where you are strong, where you are weak. Not only that, the time you have that consumed in solving a particular question. Ladies and gentlemen, once you enroll yourself in Unacademy, you got unlimited access, more than 1 million videos. Part of Unacademy, you are ready to access whatever may be your electronic device, whether it is mobile phone, laptop, desktop, irrespective of your electronic device. You can learn from anywhere, anytime. Right, what you have to do, please download Unacademy learning app immediately, whether it is Android or iOS. Ladies and gentlemen, right, and this is Success Sampath interacting with you. I'm from Chennai with 25 years of experience, that got exposed to variety of fields, of course, engineering, management, legal education. With my team, I could witness the humble results, 250 plus results. All my kids are working in different parts of India. You might be aware as IAS, IPS, IFS, IRS, and some of them in abroad as well, part of Union External Affairs Ministry, you might be aware. And of course, the very vision to be part of the solution by enabling youths of India, especially that to provide career solution, later to embrace the global community. Fortunately, this particular vision of mine is completely in alignment with Unacademy's vision. We are working together and building community parallelly. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not only simplifying the complexity and providing solution, right? So you can also reach me through Telegram channel, of course, Unacademy_Sampath, or of course, that part of Unacademy, the YouTube channel. Yes, now it's right. That. So you use my that ID, of course, Success Sampath or Sampath Iruvengidam. I think now it's quite audible, I believe. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, not only that, you got a variety of videos from me, especially part of Unacademy YouTube channel. Even that the moment you download the app, of course you will access all my videos, whether it is optional subject sociology or that it's going to be that a discussion today, of course essay. Not only that, the ethics and integrity and international relations. Please watch all those videos and benefit more out of it, right? It's not only me, that more than 100 plus top educators of India waiting there to support you under UPSC civil service examination. We got more than 15,000 courses. Not only that, we understand great things will take time. You are supposed to devote minimum 2 years if you want to become all India topper, the IAS or IPS, IFS. Of course, for that, we understood those parameters. We have devised 2 programs in such a way, plus program and iconic program. What are all those? Of course, if you ask me, yes, you got daily live classes, test series, unlimited practice session, structured schedule mechanisms, part of this plus program, starting from 1 month to maximum 36 months, you got courses here. You might be aware. Please use my referral code, say Success, to avail maximum 10% discount. Say almost you get around 9K differences the moment you use my referral code, say Success. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, more than this, we strongly recommend the iconic program. What is this? You will be allotted a personal coach, a mentor to understand your nature and to suggest study planner accordingly. It's almost like individual attention, though it is virtual learning. And given new normal a COVID situation, of course, you need not waste time. You undergo, you give out, for this iconic program. Here too, you have, flexible schedule, 12 months to maximum 36 months. Use my referral ID, of course, Success, to avail maximum benefit. Almost you get, a 15K difference, that the discount you get once you use my referral ID, of course, Success. Ladies and gentlemen, and that we talk about, it's not only that, even for all popular optional subjects we support, please use my referral ID here too say success, almost you get 5K differences, the moment you enroll yourself here. Ladies and gentlemen, and that as I told you many a times, that in previous videos also, that those who are all writing, 2021, 2022, 2023, all aspirants, can enroll yourself immediately. The new program starts from 11th January. We are talking about the variety of teams, that waiting on the part of, Unacademy platform to support you, right? You understand. So it's not only that, the very UPSC optional subject plus GS program. It is integrated manner, whether it is plus program, iconic program, that join at once, that so that you benefit, that much I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, almost this much, that you understand, that. So you please use my referral code say success to avail maximum, benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, it is right time. Let me take you in, and that as I emphasize in the beginning, right, the iconic program we strongly recommend. Why? Because as I said in the beginning, you will be allotted a personal coach, and there will be that all round prelims come mains, even the exclusive main test series, that, and its evaluation, you will be given feedback. As I told you, you can personalize or customize your study planner, because we understand your nature through our the mentor, a personal coach allotted to you. Got the idea? Not only that, whenever you need some sort of clarity over some topics, that you will be allowed to attend booster sessions also. And not only that, you also take part in high intensity workshops, ladies and gentlemen, and also that everyday basis you will be trained in terms of answer writing exercises. This accelerates ultimately your preparation with our daily input, that the very material content, even the very PDF you can download. And if you already joined the program part of this Unacademy for variety of courses, ladies and gentlemen, you can also upgrade yourself if you want to enroll yourself for this coveted iconic program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unacademy. This is Success Sampath interacting with you. Right. Let's now focus on the very purpose and the direction of the today's interaction. Yes. First of all, I have to congratulate all the the aspirants who have cleared last year prelims, and they're going to write that the very mains, of course, 2020 mains, which commences from tomorrow. I appreciate them. May the Almighty God bless them. That the very presence of mind, the focus, so that they can deliver more and score more and become all India topper. My blessings are with them, with the blessings of Almighty God. I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. And to that to benefit you somewhat, we understood, we thought of giving you some that last minute tips when it comes to essay writing. For rest of the subject, whether it's optional or general studies, you prepare. But when it comes to essay, you need not prepare specially. We are talking about. You can also prepare, if that is the scenario, you please watch all my videos, the domain specific videos, because if you take into account last 25 years of question paper, the all previous year question papers can be that grouped under 8 different categories. We call 8 domains. And some of the domains also we already discussed in the previous videos. You please watch part of that YouTube Unacademy. It's available there. Yes, because if you're comfortable with 2 to 3 domains, I'm pretty sure definitely you'll be scoring more than 200 plus out of that the very 250. Because you might be aware you're going to write 2 essays. 2 into 125 marks, 250 marks. That's what because what it is needed, you already prepared yourself. In terms of your optional subject, in terms of your general studies, you got sufficient knowledge. You need not prepare anything, that specifically. We don't need specialized knowledge when it comes to essay writing practices. Just you have to apply. But you should know it's not what you deliver, rather how do you deliver. That is what, that we are keep on emphasizing. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, that in the beginning, we will be linking with syllabus, and also, that the previous year questions, how it was, a glimpse of it, and also, that why I want you to be ambitious, because you might be aware, that you become as you think. You become as you think. That small aim is crime. We are keep on talking about it is that way. And also, what are the challenges you're likely to witness the moment you start writing essays? We are going to discuss. Finally, we will be supplying the very technology of essay writing. Of course, it is a simple formula, and they will supply you. That formula can be split up in these ways. How to that prepare yourself before delivering. Because if we fail to plan, we plan for our failure. Hope you understand. திட்டமிட தவறுவது திட்டமிட்டு தோற்பது. This is in Tamil I'm talking about. So planning is very, very important. You might be aware, well begun, otherwise, off done. You might be aware. It is that way how to choose the topic. It is that way, having chosen the topic, that you're going to, that do some brainstorming. You're going to generate ideas. It's not only generating ideas. Finally, you're going to organize ideas, group the ideas that we are going to discuss, that each and every point in an elaborated manner. So in the next, that of course 20 minutes, I believe. And not only that, how to conclude, because that you should be a good finisher, like Dhoni, of course, we are talking about. Where to finish, where to put full stop, that's very important. People are talking about, that முற்றுப்புள்ளி வைக்கும் இடம் எங்கே என்று தெரிந்து விட்டால் எழுதும் வார்த்தை தகுதியுடையதாக இருக்கும். This is in Tamil we are talking about. If you don't know where to put full stop, of course, that whatever we write, it is open-ended. It is open-ended we are talking about. So you should know where to stop. So that comes ultimately how to conclude, that should be, that to be part of the solution, thought-provoking. We are going to discuss more about it. It's not only that, how do we begin? You should be a good initiator also, that how to begin, that matters, because, first impression is the best impression, because the very introduction, what you're going to give, that sets the tone of the essay. We are going to discuss in an elaborated manner. Otherwise, it's a teaser we are talking about. So it is that way, ladies and gentlemen, how to begin, because, you arouse curiosity on the part of evaluator the moment you begin somewhere. Even the very first line, it's going to be the golden line we are talking about. The first line will tell us, that, as an evaluator, I've got my own experience, when I read your first line, I'll tell you who you are. Where do you stand? It is that way, ladies and gentlemen. So, that you try to, that impress in such a way. Of course, that goes with, the introduction we are talking about. Not only that, having, plan for just half an hour, you're going to execute your plan. So that's for next, that of course, the 1 hour, because you're going to write, the 2 essays for, that 3 hours. Of course, per essay, you might be aware, that we are talking about 1 point, that, so 1.5 hours we are talking about, that, so half an hour for your planning and 1 hour for your execution. So having planned for half an hour, you are going to just deliver the essay for the 1 hour. You're going to execute the plan. This is what's going to happen. It's not only that, the finishing touch, the polish you're going to do, maybe spell checks, underlining everything, and also that. So what are all the sources can be consulted? A person who is heading towards the tomorrow examination, I don't know. Of course, that probably this becomes your checklist. But people who write, that 2021, 2022, 2023, for them, it may be useful. This particular segment. What are all the sources to be consulted? I'm talking about. It is that way, ladies and gentlemen. I think, welcome to Unacademy. This is Success Sampath interacting with you, of course, especially on the last minute tips for your essay writing. I'm pretty sure you should be already good at, but the thing is, probably this half an hour interaction with you may give you some sort of, shape to your understanding. How to deliver essay so that you cross definitely, 200 plus out of 250. I'm qualified enough because I could score top marks in essay. Even my kids, now they are into service. You can join the club. That let me elaborate. Let me take you in. Ladies and gentlemen, yes. This is what your syllabus, that there is no prescribed syllabus. You might be aware. We are talking about, what is that? So candidates are expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay. So that demands your focus. This is what UPSC prescription. And not only that, to arrange your ideas in the orderly fashion, as we spoke, the very planning, that generating ideas and organizing ideas, structuring ideas, classifying ideas, grouping ideas, because when you connect all those ideas, by weaving those ideas, you communicate a message. That message is equivalent to your topic. Left hand side, which is equal to right hand side. You're going to prove that way. So arranging the ideas, it should be, of course, you generate in the beginning random, but you're going to group, you're going to give, headings, subheadings. This is what you're going to do. And to write concisely, keep it short and simple. Because, the moment you speak more, the moment you write more, you lose your weapons. But of course, here we are talking about, it talks about word management, word economy, the time management. Within 3 hours, you have to deliver 2 essays. Within 1.5 hours, you should have completed your, essay writing. That too, you plan for half an hour, you deliver for 1 hour. When that is a situation that demands your practice, of course, now you be conscious about it. So you have to be very precise, because it's not writing, as you do in the GS, writing bullet points. You're going to generate ideas. That ideas, what is that? You express your ideas in terms of paragraphs. It's not like, 20 lines like paragraphs. Of course, the 5 lines to 7 lines we are talking about. That is what your idea getting translated into paragraph. Of course, so concisely, in that way, the 15 to 20 paragraphs more than sufficient, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, 1000 to 1200 words, you might be aware. So credit will be given to effective and exact, the very expression. So exactness, the preciseness, conciseness, accuracy, and also effective preparation. That it is not simply you just deliver. It's not a ritual. It's not a ceremony. There should be effective communication. It's not only structure, also content. There should be a fine balance between them. So that is, then only your essay becomes effective. Of course, this is what we interpret out of, the very recommendation of the few lines from UPSC. Of course, you might be aware you're going to deliver 2 essays and you're going to be awarded 250 marks for that. I'm pretty sure 200 plus out of 250 is highly realistic, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to strictly adhere to. Yes, let me take you in. Yes, this is what 2019, that the previous year question, of course, that if just for a perusal, the people, some newcomers may be, that there on the part of platform, you just understand this is how 1000 to 1200 words, per section, you got 4, 1 out of 4 you have to choose, you might be aware. In the section B also, again, 1 out of the 4 you're going to choose. See the topics in such a way. As I said, having analyzed 25 years of previous year questions, everything can be grouped under that. So eight categories, I said, 8 domains, otherwise I said, maybe it is in terms of cutting across your society and culture, economy or economic development you call, maybe international relations you call, maybe something that you touching with science and technology. It is that way I'm talking about. Even the governance mechanism, public administration, it is that way you take into account. For the sake I'm saying that, so at least I want you to be prepared for the 3 domains, so that you are very comfortable to face, definitely you are capable of facing. Ladies and gentlemen, and not only that, all whenever you choose the topic, that you should be familiar with all the words. It's not familiarization alone. You should know the exact meaning. It's not assuming. It's not based on your assumption. You should know clear-cut meaning of each and every term. Then only that becomes your, the consideration, that as one among the choices. I'm talking about that way. So it is that way we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to elaborate more. Don't worry. So all words you should be thorough, and after that, the very strategy I'm going to discuss. Yes. As I said in the beginning, who stopped you? Because there are people very comfortable in confining themselves, limiting themselves in terms of say just that 100 plus 120 is more than sufficient. No, not at all. You can definitely, I'm pretty sure, score more than the 200 plus, of course, more than 200. Why? Because small aim is crime. Think big, aim high. Of course, given tomorrow's examination, I want you to be very ambitious. It's highly realistic. The moment you are going to implement that the very strategy what I'm discussing with you, of course, it is almost like your checklist. It is that way, ladies and gentlemen. I think let's thank Dr. Kalam. Of course, small aim is crime. That if you want to shine like a star, are you ready to burn like a star? If you want to shine like a sun, are you ready to burn like a sun? Ladies and gentlemen, that way, that this is right time. Let me take you in. Generally, when you begin, that writing essay, what are all the challenges you encounter? Ladies and gentlemen, if that's going to be the question, let me speak your mind voice. Of course, sometimes you may not get clarity over a particular topic, the chosen topic. That all sounds, that some unfamiliar to you, maybe vocabularies, maybe even some topics, of course, you don't have clarity. When you connect those vocabularies, you don't get clear-cut ideas. That may be the issue. Sometimes you may not be good in terms of, because, the evaluator may not be knowing who you are. By your handwriting, by your delivery of answer, you introduce yourself to the evaluator. So that says, that my mother used to tell, that your fate will be like your, their handwriting. But that the greatest people, that handwriting is totally different. That's a different story. But that it should be legible, clear. We don't expect, your calligraphy, what I'm talking about. At least, it should be very legible. Simple, that, and whenever you go for, that vocabulary also need not be bombastic, very simple and clear. We spoke, and also good handwriting, that will, if you have got good hand, definitely I'm pretty sure the 10%, that plus marks you can get. So you can, that the newcomers may try that way. Of course, that the very time management I'm talking about. As I said, that half an hour plus, that 1 hour per essay. This is what, half an hour for your planning. I'm going to give split up for this, and 1 hour for your execution. How this half an hour you're going to split up, we are going to see that. Don't worry. And also, that there should be a good introduction. With that you impress. People find difficulty how to begin, starting trouble. Because you might be aware, well begun is often, that the people with, introductory problems, they don't know how to finish. A lot of people in and around us, of course, you might be aware, they're not good finishers. They don't know how to finish. They'll finish abruptly. That's what problem in life. So you should know how to finish, that it should be a part of solution. It should be suggestive. It should be recommendatory. It should be thought provocative. People with some problems there. Sometimes, the fluency of ideas, they're stuck up somewhere. I'm going to, suggest formula for that. Don't worry. I'll give you a lot of parameters. If you travel through those parameters, I'm pretty sure you will elaborate your ideas to the core. Even if you come with fresh mind, you are capable of elaborating your ideas. Only thing, those ideas should be connected with the topic, should be relevant to the topic. That's very important. Use those parameters. I'm going to that probably we can fix this the stoppage of ideas. Otherwise, if you got problem of the fluent delivery of ideas. Yes. And not only those, that there are other the challenges also, how to choose the topic. There comes problem, the choice of the topic itself. Because 2 to 3 the topics you find familiar, you can how to solve. We are definitely that going to suggest. And not only that, expression of ideas. You got ideas, but that ஒன்ன நினைச்சு பார்க்கும்போது கவிதை அருவி மாதிரி கொட்டுது, ஆனா எழுதணும்னு நினைக்கும் போது வார்த்தை தான் வரல. கண்மணி அன்போட, that is famous song in Tamil Nadu. Of course, the other people may not be knowing. When you want to express yourself, you got that maybe vocabularies may not be cooperating. Of course, the words, that the expression of ideas, how do you express? It's not what do you express, how do you express? It is that way. And there comes role of language also. You should be free from grammatical error. We don't expect, as I said in the beginning, Latin and Greek, highly bombastic, even the phrasal verbs, the simple and plain language. There should be effective communication. The role of language is very crucial. That demands your simple and effective and powerful communication. We're talking about that. So if you got problem, you can fix it. And not only that, the structure. It should not be that some sort of that hodgepodge. You should know the prioritizing your points, prioritizing your ideas. That's very important. That demands good introduction, good conclusion, good body of the essay, and also fashioning of your ideas, arranging in such a way we are talking about. It is that way. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not that writing from the beginning. Of course, it should be that very that this way. It is that way I'm talking about, that you should know. So, and organizing your ideas so that, you group, you sequence, that there will be fashioning of ideas, that ensures some sort of, the flow. Your message is communicated through, that in terms of, that variety of ideas, a split up of ideas. There should be a connectivity. It should not be a discrete. It should not be, that some sort of, that redundancy I'm talking about. Of course, every paragraph, that if possible, go for headings and subheadings. This are all the challenges we are talking about, that you may be having, that, of course, I'm talking about parallel solution also. Yes, let me elaborate. What is the technology? Of course, the technology of essay writing we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The first line of essay, of course, God's line, where you reveal yourself first, because writing is freedom. When you write, you reveal your personality. Got the idea? It is that way. So, that nothing should stop you. We are talking about, so what happens, right? The very first line will reveal your personality, will reveal who you are, what content you have. It is that way. So, be careful about it, that. So, you have to take, that demands practice. So, the first paragraph, it's otherwise called God's creation. The first paragraph, of course, that the part of your introduction. How do you impress? First impression is the best impression. So it's not writing, simple big paragraphs I'm talking about. It is, that delivering your ideas, elaborating your ideas in terms of paragraphs. This is ulta to your GS writing. In GS, you write in terms of bullet points, ideas. But here, you elaborate ideas into paragraphs. That paragraphs should not be big size, of course, 3 to maximum, that 5 to 6 lines I'm talking about. So maybe maximum 50 to 60 words, nothing more than that. So what is that? Ultimately, when you connect all those ideas, you communicate, message by sequencing ideas, fashioning of those ideas, because ultimately that message is equivalent to the very topic we are talking about. So ladies and gentlemen, nothing should stop you, because this is what we are going to elaborate in the brainstorming also. You reveal your personality, because you should enjoy the freedom when you generate your ideas, part of brainstorming. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, the very generalization, we are not expecting you to be a specialist. So you please ensure that, that the flavor of your optional is not pouring in here. It is not quoting thinkers and everybody. Probably you can use 1 or 2 quotes at the beginning or end, even wherever, relevant. That's different story. But it's not writing all those social scientists. That you please ensure your optional should not stop you from delivering fantastic essay. Because that your version of essay should be very general in character. Ladies and gentlemen, and also, we don't want your negativity here. It should be constructive, because you are part of the solution. Even if you got alternative opinion, it should be a constructive criticism. Ladies and gentlemen, that goes with the nature of the topic you have chosen. So it should be constructive and it should be logical. It's not like, that are based on belief or faith. There should be, that cause and effect, the reasoning, the justification. So, then only, that, it will be convincing the so-called, evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, so that I said that writing is freedom. That unleashes your creativity. A creator in you ultimately comes out the moment you start delivering. Yeah, because that you have to understand writing is freedom. Not only that, it should be focused, with the, the content should be closely associated, closely relevant to the topic has been chosen. And also whatever write, that it should be relevant, and also it should be purposeful, and with the direction of meeting that the topic. We're talking that way, ladies and gentlemen. So, that you please avoid those redundancy, unnecessary lines, whatever may be. Not only that, the very controlled use of, that you should not become emotional. Please use your emotional intelligence. You should balance your ideas. That it is not, that going against, that anti-establishment writing should not be there. You should not, go to extremes. You please, it should be moderate and balanced. So, let me repeat once again, because this demands your 30 minutes of planning and also 1 hour of execution. This is what writing one essay for 1.5 hours, you plan, then execute. This is what we are talking about. You also ensure structure with content. If you don't have content, it becomes mere story. And if you got good content, if you don't properly, that's why I said it's not what you deliver, how do you deliver. That demands good introduction, conclusion, and body of the essay, fashioning of your ideas and grouping of ideas, and with headings and subheadings. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so let me give you formula, fast track formula for you. What is that? It talks about your preparation before, that you deliver, and also brainstorming of your ideas and organizing your ideas. Of course, how, the concept of, the conclusion, and also the concept of introduction I'm talking about. Having planned this way, you just work for the plan. So this is your half an hour. This is your 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, probably you should be already good at, that probably it may reinforce. Not only that. So let me recall Abraham Lincoln's statement. If I'm given 6 hours to chop down a tree, first of all, you should not cut down a tree. Because you are, given, that global warming, climatic change, of course, you understand. Just for, that example sake, I'm saying, if you are given, that 6 hours to chop down a tree, so please, to spend at least first 4 hours in sharpening your axe. Ready with ekdam, padapat. You talk about, kadam ho gaya. It is that way should be. So first, that plan, it goes with this particular statement. Plan, take time to plan, then you just execute the plan. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you understand, that I took asylum in Abraham Lincoln's quote. It is that way, that you can also use your quotes. Ladies and gentlemen, first part, of course, what is preparation? I said, half an hour. That half an hour, you're going to prepare in such a way, that for, the very planning for the essay, half an hour, I said. How half an hour? That 4 minutes. Then I'm talking about 14 minutes. Then I'm going to talk about again 4 minutes. Then there will be another 4 minutes. Then there will be another 4 minutes. How you can ask me this? 4 minutes for your, the preparation of the topic, preparation over a particular topic, choosing topic, everything. Having chosen, you generate ideas, brainstorming. Let me recall that formula, that the PBOCC, the generating ideas, and this is about organizing the generated ideas. Finally, you think about conclusion. This you think about, that introduction. You just add half an hour gone. The next 1 hour you're going to deliver. And in that 1 hour, you're at the end, you'll also be doing, few seconds for, the polishing of your ideas. This is the way, the split up for that half an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, so first 4 minutes, the preparation, of course, choose the topic. You choose the topic. As I said at the beginning, the words, vocabulary should be familiar. Having connected the words, that you should understand the topic. That's very important. And also, that, having chosen the topic, it's not thinking about living in the past. So you just close your eyes, memorize, repeat many times possible so that you stay with the topic, when you generate ideas. That's very important. So repeat several times, memorize and repeat, that by heart, that you tell, that not aloud, that by heart, that you just repeat in your mind. So that, that then you do brainstorming. Of course, you generate ideas, that what are all the topics for which you generate more ideas. Having familiarized with the topic, what are all the topics for which you generate more ideas, that should be your topic. Ladies and gentlemen, so having chosen the topic, that you keep in your mind, repeat many a times, then stay with the topic, do brainstorming. This is brainstorming on the part of preparation I'm saying. To choose the topic also, you have to do beginning level brainstorming. What are all the topics for which you get more ideas, that becomes your topic. So having chosen the topic, your preparation is over. Now you enter into next part. Of course, we are talking about, that the very brainstorming. What is brainstorming? That you random. Nothing is wrong when you generate your ideas. Nothing is, that incorrect. What are all the things coming to your mind? You just generate ideas. You can say, sir, I know the topic, but I couldn't generate ideas. Let me give you all those parameters. It may be, that in terms of local or global, in terms of rural or, that urban. It is that way. Maybe state level, national level, continental level, or regional level, sub-regional level. So in terms of levels, you connect with the topic, you generate ideas. or maybe in terms of sections you talk about. What do you mean by sections? Maybe cutting across variety of, the factors, maybe the age, the gender, the knowledge, the caste, the class, the language. Maybe, the topic, that maybe, the analyze that way. Maybe, you generate ideas. Maybe in terms of race also. Maybe when we talk about time parameter, of course, how this topic in the past, in the present, in the future, or pre-independent, post-independent, pre-globalization, post-globalization, during World War I, World War II, and post-Cold War, during Cold War, post-Cold War. This is, the chronologically, time sense you go. And also spheres we are talking about, socio-economic, environmental, political sphere, and religious spheres even. It is that way, cutting across variety of spheres. And also you talk about sectors, say rural sector, urban sector, public sector, private sector. And also you talk about, the health sector, education sector. Why not? When you talk about, that Indian economy, primary sector, agriculture, secondary sector, manufacturing, tertiary sector, service sector, maybe sectoral approach. And also you take into account, variety of dimensions here, where we talk about, psychological dimension, anthropological dimension, sociological dimension, economic dimension, political dimension. Why not? Maybe, the biblical, religious dimension. Variety of dimensions. When you talk about technological, it could be environmental science based, or genetic engineering, or biotechnology you call, maybe space science related, maybe, that artificial intelligence, robotics, blockchain technology, maybe information technology revolution, cutting across variety of spheres. And also infrastructure you talk about, that again, the health infrastructure, social infrastructure, economic infrastructure. It is that way we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So when you connect the topic in using these various parameters, you generate 360-degree ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, let me put that way. I'm pretty sure you are capable of generating more ideas. But the point is, you took ultimately 14 minutes to generate those ideas. Having generated those ideas, now it is time for grouping those ideas. You have to, that group those ideas. That what happened? It is that way. So, that when you generate ideas like this, that you have to put triangle here. Maybe for these ideas this way. It is for this particular idea this way. You group. Having grouped, ultimately you give some sort of titles, headings and subheadings. Because that when you generate ideas, you would have generated similar ideas. It is the right time ultimately, that you group them. Sometimes you may eliminate because there could have been repetition. You just avoid, you group them under different headings we are talking about. If possible, that when you got more ideas, you go for subheadings also. So, that having generated ideas, you create some sort of, that structuring, you group them, you classify them, cutting, as I said, variety of parameters you had. We spoke at length. And also, prioritizing ideas, then ultimately connecting those ideas, fashioning those ideas. So the brainstorming, you have to understand, of course, it is hard work. Just you generate ideas. It is otherwise called donkey work. Of course, I practice environmental ethics just for example. Be kind to every kind, not only mankind. Of course, but the point is, when it is called, that smart work or effective work, otherwise called, that very harsh work, horsepower you call, only when you having grouped ideas, you go for, headings and subheadings. Those headings should be, that very powerful, simple but powerful language. You might be aware, you please watch my, that already available videos also. I've done, much elaboration, parallelly, I'm just, that giving last minute tips, ladies and gentlemen. I understand your valuable time, that maybe, it may take you to that way. So having, organized those ideas, you spend 4 minutes, I've already given you a split up. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for concluding. Because you should understand under what context you conclude. Because, it's not simply, that all of a sudden you generate conclusion. There should be a continuity. Otherwise, there should be a context. That you work towards context. Finally, you arrive at, conclusion. The conclusion, that should be part of the solution. It should be suggestive. Probably you make some sort of recommendation. Otherwise, that the conclusion you do in such a way, it should be thought-provoking. Having watched a particular movie, that will stay with your mind, for the next 2 to 3 days. There are some movies making, impact on you, right? Why? Because of the climax. Because of the climax. That should be, your conclusion should be that way. And also, that it's almost like capturing the ocean in the part. The whole thing, finally you conclude, so, it's almost, that you bring, that ultimately into, that we talk about this way. Capturing the whole ocean into a small part, it should be that content, that with which, that you conclude, the thought provocation, and also with quotes or some examples. Wherever possible, it is very easy for me, you have to practice. That's very important. And it's not only, that the conclusion, that the 4 minutes, again, that introduction also. Why I give importance to conclusion first? Because you should know where to put full stop. You should be a good finisher. And this is also very important. There should be a good, the initiator. You should know how to begin. There should not be a starting trouble we are talking about. Why? Because you create, some sort of curiosity on the part of the evaluator. So here also you create context. Maybe you begin with a small story so that evaluator involves himself. And you create a context in such a way by telling the story. And also, that by speaking about a background. By quoting some, that international indices, and also, that you show your intention or purpose, why you begin to write this essay, the write-up. Otherwise, it should be a summary of the whole essay, because you're going to just deliver. You're promising in such a way, this is what I'm going to deliver. Because people sitting very relaxed, they come to the front seat. Yeah, this guy has got something to deliver. You create some sort of curiosity, that's what I'm talking about. You should be promising otherwise. Why? In the name of introduction, you give some sort of bird's eye view. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, the whole topic, for that you get the glimpse here. It's almost like a teaser, a trailer. How do you watch trailer? But we are misguided by trailer. That's different. But having watched trailer when you go to movie, but we get disappointed, that's a different story. But how a good trailer should be. It should create some sort of curiosity, impressive. That should create, some sort of curiosity. So you're waiting for the day of release of that movie. So that way, the teaser, it should be like teaser, the very introduction. It's a trailer of the whole movie. Kanna, idu verum trailer da, main picture irukku. So the people speak this way in Tamil Nadu. It's only teaser, man. Wait for, the big mega picture. It is that way. So, you here also you can, go for some sort of examples also to make it very clear. So many ways with which, that at the end of the day, what is the point? So for introduction, again, 4 minutes only. Ladies and gentlemen, you did, that 30 minutes split up that way. I'm pretty sure, that would have given some sort of ideas. Having, that plan for 30 minutes, you just execute the plan. Of course, that it is staying committed to the very plan. Because you contemplated, you envisaged how the essay is going to be. In the half an hour, you just execute. Because well planned, the well begun is half done. Because if we fail to plan, we plan for our delivery. Planning is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, having, the plan very well, I'm pretty sure you stick to the plan. It's not deviating. Of course, that it is that way, ladies and gentlemen. Having delivered for 1 hour, of course, you do polishing work. What is this? Spell check, underlining, the topics, subheadings, everything, to make it more effective. Of course, that. So, the very topic you have chosen, the very ideas, you generated, elaborated into paragraphs, and you have, the structure, and also with proper content, and wherever, facts possible, and balancing. And also the idea you generated based on those parameters, the very message you communicated should be equivalent to the topic you have chosen. Here, left hand side, which is equal to right hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unacademy. This is Success Sampath interacting with you. Of course, that in what way you can enrich your, that ideas when it comes to, that generating ideas. I gave you the formula, but in spite of that, you should be a voracious reader. At least please read 1 book in a month. It is apart from your, regular text, that on the part of the syllabus. Maybe books written by Dr. Kalam, Swami Vivekananda, Pandit Nehru, Mahatma Gandhiji, Dr. Amartya Sen, Ramachandra Guha, even motivation books like, that Stephen Covey, Sashi Tharoor. Why not? That you just go through books, that they will make you as intellectual. And also, whenever time possible, you watch, good videos, part of YouTube, TED videos, maybe it's some algebra, like, that the videos there. People from different walks of life invited there, you get fantastic, that the intellectuals presentation, that will definitely enable you. And also you have to prepare when you go through, that editorials, you just watch all those, that the guest columns, how they begin, how they conclude. I want you to watch, that every editorial's conclusion, in Hindu especially, that will definitely shape, that your concluding part. And also how do they begin? Hereafter, at least you should have an eye over that. And also beyond that, delivery practice. Every topic you have taken, that half an hour you plan, 1 hour you deliver. And if you don't have time for executing, that the very essay, at least you plan for half an hour. That will give, that tell you where you are. And also, that wherever possible, try to incorporate quotes, that makes your, that very essay more effective. Please, the quotes of Mahatma Gandhiji, Dr. Kalam, Swami Vivekananda, Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, Abraham Lincoln, Rabindranath Tagore. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that way. Even the Chanakya Niti, essence of Bhagavad Gita, even from Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, nothing wrong. that what I'm talking, that you use the course, that should be very relevant to the topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I think, that I think I would have made your time worthwhile, given, the short span of time, that you are heading towards your tomorrow's, the essay preparation. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you once again. That, and wishing you all the very best, wishing you very happy new year. Let this 2021 is going to be successful year and making you as topper in UPSC civil service examination for the 2020 results. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciating you once again, for your participation and passions. I think I would have made the very time worthwhile. Please use my referral code say success to avail maximum 10% discount. And not only that, watch all my videos on the part of Unacademy YouTube channel as well as platform. You will get more ideas. Appreciating once again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet that tomorrow same time with another topic. That till then, it's bye bye. This is Success Sampath signing off from you. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. Thank you, and wishing you all the very best once again. Thank you.